Damn.
Good morning, y'all. It is July 24th at Torrey Savage City on the road somewhere in Oklahoma. Alex, Portsmouth, how y'all doing today?
Doing great.
We're here.
Yeah.
We're good.
So, Tori's got the come and go shirt.
I'm coming and going.
Coming and going. I love this shirt. She said she got it at a truck stop. I thought it was great. They probably sell tons of those shirts.
Oh, yeah. So funny, isn't it?
It is.
I'm like, I seen it. Yeah, they definitely sell tons of them because I had to search for my size and there was a bunch missing. So
There was a bunch missing.
and I said, literally, I'm looking at it. I'm like, this totally proves that truck drivers are perverts because who names their gas station? Come and go.
So when you're on the road, you see you see women working the truck stop? I'm just kind of curious.
You already straight into the rabbit hole, huh?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I can't hear.
Hey, can you? I just saw my name pop up that says it's what they're watching from YouTube.
Yeah. Good morning. Watching.
Look at the name.
Yeah. Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Is that you?
That's not me.
No, it says Tori Russo. Me. That's Tori with one eye.
That's my last name.
Yeah.
That's how you spell my name.
But that's Tori with one eye. Or one R.
Alex,
one
that's my Alex, that's my picture and how you spell my name.
Oh, yeah. Then I don't know. You guys
is
are
somebody catfishing me right now?
You guys are all the ones with the followers, so I don't know. I'm not on that
it
level.
says this is mom. How is my mom on my YouTube right now?
Because you're probably logged into her stuff off of iCloud when you went back home and it connected.
I'm like,
and
who the fuck is catfishing me? I'm like, that's my picture.
That's your picture?
She's just watching it on there because it's probably always been connected.
Hey,
right.
Hey,
I was like, damn.
That's fucking crazy.
I'm seeing the come and go shirt right now.
Look at my pervert shirt, Mom.
You were on my computer.
Oh.
Ah.
Is all my other stuff still logged in? I need you to log out of my stuff.
Mom, she doesn't want to see it. She don't want to make sure you don't get any.
You don't want to see it, Mom. Log off.
Log off.
Log out of my email, Mom.
Oh, Mom. That is so funny. That is so funny. She was like, wait a minute. What is going on?
Who the fuck is that with my picture? Somebody made a fucking profile. I'm like, damn, I'm popular. I think I just hit celebrity status. Somebody made a whole
ass.
I made it. I made it. A whole ass YouTube. I made it.
She wants to know did you get that shirt?
Oh God! Listen, you probably don't want to do that, Mom.
That's funny.
You probably don't want to do that.
Yeah. Don't want to do that, Mom.
Trust me.
Right. So you're driving through Oklahoma, and like I said, you see truck drivers, like girls going back and forth to the semis. Like, I'm curious. Now that COVID is, that's what they say. But
no, I don't see that. But I did see a lot of men's spas. So basically, they're bathhouses. So, but I don't know if they're gay or straight bathhouses.
Most bathhouses
I don't know.
I would think
most of them are, but the sign said men. It said adult mega store and men's spa. So my mom just said, "What the hell?" Hey, you were warned. You were warned. You probably want to log off now.
She wants to log off now. So, well, definitely you should be here sometime tomorrow, I would think.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So what's going on with you? What's going on with you, Alex? Since the last time we broadcast?
Nothing much, nothing at all. Just relaxing, man. Trying to enjoy what's left of the summer. That's it.
I know, isn't that crazy? Like, I got an email from the school district, and that, like
Doing a whole lot of nothing, just planning some stuff and stuff like that.
Beginning of the week, and they were like 2 weeks. I know Tori doesn't have any children that are in school, but 2 weeks from starting point, I'm like, wow, man, we're going back to school already. My daughter's going to be a senior. And it's scary. I'm like, oh my God, she's going to be a senior. So
it's so scary.
So scary.
It's a crazy time.
Yeah, crazy stuff. So we'll jump into the show. Mississippi asked U.S. Supreme Court to overturn Roe versus Wade. I think this is kind of crazy. I'll play the audio clip. If it's not a commercial, it is a commercial. So this is a famous case, right? I mean, Roe versus Wade, like, it's the whole abortion case. Like, why would Mississippi ask them to overturn this after what? I think it was like in the 70s when they did this.
Because they were.
Go ahead. Are you there, Tori?
You hear arguments.
Yeah, here I am. It's Mississippi. That should say enough. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. It's Mississippi. That should say enough. That's funny.
Yeah, they're not for anybody to have rights.
I'll play the clip real quick. Now I finally played.
Bans abortions after 15 weeks. No exceptions for rape or incest. Is it your hope that the Supreme Court will use this law, which you support, as a vehicle for overturning or undermining Roe versus Wade?
Well, Jake, let me just tell you that for people such as myself that are pro-life, I believe that the Supreme Court made a mistake in the 1970s. But that's not the issue at stake.
Wow.
That is before the court, hopefully when the arguments are heard sometime in the fall. The question that is before the court, and this is something that you mentioned earlier, and that's with respect to understanding and appreciating and respecting science. The fact is, we know so much more in America today about the formation of young children in the womb than we did when Roe v. Wade was decided in 1970.
I got to stop because there's a lot of nonsense. He's the governor from Mississippi. He's a Republican. I think this is crazy. If a woman gets raped, I don't care if it's 20 weeks. She should, it's her body. She should
not be forced to have the child of her rapist, or her, if it's incest and if it's a child that, even if it's an adult, they should not be forced to have the fetus in them that is of their rapist or the person that assaulted them. It's absolutely insane. How about the little girls that are raped by their dads and uncles and babysitters and all this shit? Like, it's fucked up that you're gonna make them have that baby. That pisses me off.
Right. No, I agree.
But if it was one of their children, you best believe that child's not having that baby.
Yeah.
Bingo.
So, what's your thoughts?
Mississippi, they don't want nobody having rights.
Did you hear me, Alex?
No.
I said, what was your thoughts on the whole abortion?
Nothing. What else is there to say other than what Tori just said? And you just said it's ridiculous. There's been 10 states. I read that there's been 10 states that have already. I'm trying to get to the little part I just had.
The real question is, how many kids have these lawmakers adopted or fostered that get put in this system because the people don't want them? They don't want the baby for whatever reason it is, rape, incest, circumstances. Sometimes people get pregnant that don't think they can have kids, or they were on birth control and they just cannot have another child. I mean, there's all kinds of circumstances, anything from special needs to medical issues for the mother and or the child. The list goes on and on. But again, how many children have these lawmakers adopted or fostered? I'd love to see the list.
Right. Yeah, but there was, I just wanted to finish real quick. There was 10 states, Tori and Drake, that had passed the laws already, I believe, which is both North and South Dakota, Idaho and Utah, and a band of states that stretches from Kentucky down to Louisiana. And some states still have laws on the books that ban abortion that would presumably revive if the case is overturned. So there's already, like, it's like everybody, seems to me like everybody's following suit, and that's kind of crazy to me.
That you just mentioned are definitely, you know, very conservative, very Republican, very Trumpers. I got to be honest with you.
Very.
Yeah.
Very.
Yeah, that seems to be
all the South,
pattern.
the Plains, North Dakota, South Dakota, Iowa, all those states, they're all, you know.
Yeah, it's pretty much an obvious pattern, for sure.
Pretty much a whole ass pattern that's been going on for many decades.
Right.
And you know what? Change. They just put that slavery shit on something else.
Right. And when the guy says, you know, I believe they made a mistake back in I mean, like, just that even statement is even nuts. Like,
I gotta be honest. You know, I think you know, our parents or whatever, they just didn't do it right. They got married in the 60s and the 50s or whatever. All of us here are Catholic. It goes against the church, but you know, a lot of these things that when you say it goes against the church and you can't get married if you're gay because the church, all that, that's just old shit. And I think the church, the Catholic Church, needs to really look at a lot of what's going on today. You know what I mean? So a lot of this old shit, they just need to update it. Just like we were talking about the Olympics. We talked about her or whatever. She broke the fucking rule. Some of these things need to be updated. You know what I mean? People just need to relook at it. Just because someone wrote it 300 years ago doesn't mean it's right. You know what I mean? So that's my thoughts on it.
Absolutely. I mean, every day things change in society, in the world, in our lives. How can you put an old rule on new life? Like, everything changes, but these outdated laws don't. I'm sorry, I'm all place with this phone. But outdated laws don't change, and old ways have to be applied to new circumstances. It's fucked up. It doesn't make any sense. And then people are ridiculed and criticized for, you know, breaking these laws that shouldn't even be fucking laws anymore.
Right.
And then they use they broke a rule. Shut the fuck up when they broke a rule. It shouldn't even be a fucking rule.
So I'm going to give you a funny story. You were talking about, I just heard your GPS say Tulsa.
Yeah.
So I've been back and forth to Detroit, I would say a dozen times, 20, even fucking 24 times. Tulsa, I hate that city. So you guys are going to be going through Tulsa. There's a McDonald's that goes over the freeway. It goes over the freeway. So it looks like a bridge and it goes over the freeway. Mm-hmm. So I've broken down like 4 times at that fucking McDonald's. I hate that fucking. I'm like, if I get past the McDonald's.
Are you serious?
Yeah. You'll go past it. Yep. I think it's on either the 44 or the 40. But I hate that fucking McDonald's. Because I've been stuck. I've been stuck in Tulsa, right? And this is the first time that I got broke down. We were going through Tulsa, and I was going with my mom's friend. She's like, "Hey, I'm gonna go back to Detroit. Would you help me drive?" And I was young, and I said, "Sure, I'll go with you." Well, we broke down in Tulsa. We stuck at this fucking crazy fucking hillbilly,
Stupid fucking
crazy hillbilly hotel, and I'm like, I'm not staying here with you. I'm getting on a fucking flight to fucking fly to Detroit. So I had a cab. They had a cab come get me. This guy picks me up in like a fucking Smokey and the Bandit cab. Like, I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh my God.
Like a Trans Am. Yeah, this was like it was crazy. So he picked me up.
That's
I
so
don't
crazy.
even know how much.
Our navigation just took us off the freeway into some backwoods ass shit just now.
In some back.
I don't even know. This is so ridiculous.
Oh, your answer ended at McDonald's. I swear to God, you cannot miss this McDonald's because it goes over the fucking freeway.
Well, we gonna check it out. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out where the fuck we're at right now. I don't even understand why it like took us off the freeway. I think navigation be doing the most. Like, why did you take us off the freeway to save us 45 seconds? I don't understand.
Right.
So now,
well,
yeah,
look,
I don't know.
I'm sorry. So we'll get back to the Roe versus Wade. Yeah, just a crazy thing. I think they should definitely not even overturn it. Not even talk about it. Like, look, this is what it is, and end the story. But a lot of these right-winger states, they want, pro-life. I get it, but you're nuts. So there it is. So another right-winger guy, and I don't know who this guy is, but he's a conservative radio host that he changed his tune about the vaccine after he was hospitalized with COVID. So this motherfucker changed he was totally against the vaccine. Now, since he got COVID, he's like, wait a minute. Yeah, we need to get this COVID shot. So I'll play a little bit of this clip. Hopefully it's not.
A lot of people are like that right now.
Yeah, I mean, I love my uncle to death. He won't get a shot either. And I tell him, you don't want to get on a ventilator. You know what I mean? Like, he's like, nah, it's communist and this and that. And I get it. You feel like you're invading your rights, but you know what, dude? It's not. It's gonna protect you. You know what I mean? And that's how I look at it. I don't look at it as anything about rights or anything.
People that say it, no. If you're gonna die, you're gonna fucking die.
In the community considered to have high COVID trend.
Are you there? Break it up. Are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. So I'll play.
I think so.
You can blame it on the unvaccinated, says Alabama's Republican Governor Kay Ivey.
The new cases in COVID are because of unvaccinated folks.
The U.S. now averaging more than 43,000 new COVID cases a day, a 65% increase over the last week. The dark-colored regions on the map showing the highest concentration of cases.
You're just watching this freight train coming that Delta is going to sweep across the South, and so many people are going to get infected with this fake narrative out there that if you're young and healthy and take care of yourself, you're not going to get sick. It's simply not true. And so seeing all of these young people become hospitalized knowing it's preventable, it's just absolutely heartbreaking.
This about 8 months into U.S. vaccination efforts, and still more than half of the nation remains unvaccinated and unprotected. Friday marked one of the lowest daily vaccination averages since January, according to the CDC.
There's spillover into vaccinated people. We could all bring this to a close if everyone who were unvaccinated would just come in, get vaccinated tomorrow. Within 2 weeks to a month, COVID would go way, way down.
In Tennessee, Phil Valentine, a conservative radio host, is hospitalized in serious condition with COVID after telling his followers they did not need to get vaccinated. In a Friday statement, his family wrote, he regrets not being more vehemently pro-vaccine and looks forward to being able to more vigorously advocate that position as soon as he's back on
Getting
the air.
dumber by the second. Listen,
Curb hospitalizations. The city of St. Louis will soon be requiring masks again in indoor public spaces and on public transportation starting Monday. It's the latest community to revert back to safety measures reminiscent of previous COVID surges. Health experts warning that breakthrough infections among people who are fully vaccinated can and do happen, especially with the Delta variant spreading.
What the CDC really needs.
So I know I talked to a lot of different people and they're saying fuck the mask. I got to be honest with
Listen,
you. Wear your fucking mask.
do you gotta touch a stove and put your hand in a flame to know that it's hot? Like,
Yeah.
It's the same fucking thing. I don't understand how people can sit here and literally, like this guy, like, now he's, I wish I would have been proactive. I didn't know. He's telling his followers not to get vaccinated, and now he's in critical condition and his tune's changed. You knew what was coming. You led a mass of people, followers. You have a platform to spread the word, to encourage people to do right, what's right for them and for their fellow Americans, humans, not just Americans, but human beings in general, for the human race. And you had to touch the flame before you could go ahead and do that. That's just fucking selfish.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just,
Alex?
I feel like I'm saying I don't know a lot today.
I ain't got no comment. I ain't got no comment on that. It's over that.
There's
man.
a nurse too. I thought I sent you guys the link, but maybe I didn't. I think I saw it last night. There's a nurse, same thing, literally in ICU. She was some kind of specialist nurse, and now she's saying, everybody please get vaccinated. And she was working in the hospital unvaccinated and like lied about her vaccination. I don't know how she works in the hospital, because I'm pretty sure you're forced.
No, still works at the hospital. No,
yeah, you're not. No, you're not.
It's an option.
It's not an option?
It's an option. It's an option.
It is an option?
Yeah, it's an option.
Oh.
Yeah, because I asked Dina, and she works, in the emergency, in the ER,
Well,
and she said, no, you don't have to. We weren't forced.
Okay.
It's not mandated.
But
in there.
every nurse I know told me they were forced to get the flu shot.
I got questions.
I got so many questions. Every nurse that Zach has ever had has told me that they have to get the flu shot, because they used to push the flu shot on us all the time, and they didn't understand why I wouldn't give it to them. And I just told them, for me, it always brings on symptoms of a flu.
Right.
He will
He's
not
got
survive.
different medical reasons.
He's got different medical reasons. So I never gave it. And they're like, well, the people in the house should get it. And I said, well, we live in a bubble. We wear masks. We wear gloves. We're very cautious about who we're around. And I'm very secure on the way that we live, that I don't feel we should get it, because there was a time we were getting it and we got sick. And then who takes care of him while we have all these symptoms? We can't.
Right. There's nobody. Yeah,
So,
right.
Who takes when you're somebody's caregiver and they can't be around somebody, and they're fragile like that, and you get sick, who's going to take care of that person?
Right.
So, we just opted out on getting it. But all of the nurses, they always said, well, we're forced to get it. And even the people like in the schools and MPA, but mostly the nurses and caregivers, they all told me that they were forced. And that I even heard as far as if you didn't get it, that was grounds for firing. They made you sign something that you didn't have a choice. So I wonder how that changed now, that especially with it being way more deadly than the flu.
Right.
I don't know.
There you go. Your mom.
I got questions. I can't read that. My eyes are it's too bright out. What's it say?
Selfish jackasses, I swear, wear a mask all times. People are starting share at me, ask if I've been vaccinated. Then when I say yes and they ask why I wear my mask, I tell them I'm like being alive and plan on continuing to stay alive. Plus, I'm a caregiver. You're right about nurses having to get the flu shot. So you just, a lot of people say the same thing. Well, I say
I've had people ask me.
Wear your mask. That's all. That's what I'm saying. I know the CDC is saying, "Oh, you don't have to wear it," and this. Wear your mask. So that's how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
We'll move on to Detroit. Bianca Chambers. We're trying to get her on the show. She did respond to me. I'll play a little bit of the Channel 2 news story.
Bianca Chambers says for 2 days she tracked her stolen Mercedes-Benz all over Detroit. On day 3, she decided to take matters into her own hands. That she did. She confronted the thief.
So much. At that point, I was just like, dog, I'm not letting this man walk again.
Bianca face to face with the guy she says stole her brand new Benz.
Excuse me, you got that Benz out there? Yes, you do.
It went down Wednesday at a barbershop at Greenfield and Grand River.
He in 7 days west. Getting his dreads twisted. Look at my car.
Customers stepped in, making a citizen's arrest. Then Bianca slashed her own tires.
I slashed all the tires and I thought that he was going to take off, and I didn't know how long it was going to take for the police to pull up. And I refused to let him pull off again.
Holding him there until Detroit police came.
You will never steal from me again.
Detroit police say officers responded 4 times to Bianca's 911 calls as she tracked the car using a web of social media tips. But when officers got there, the car was gone.
Oh my God. Y'all, I see my car.
The thief so bold, he even made a pit stop at the strip mall where Bianca owns a boutique.
They was driving, they was having a good time. They was smoking, but yes, my car was very clean.
He even got the car detailed. Sources tell Fox 2 the thief, now in police custody, has a history of stealing cars since he was a teen.
You're just the dumbest criminal, that's all. Like, you're joyriding in my car. Like, wasn't nobody going to see you?
Reporting on Detroit's West Side, Jessica Dupnack, Fox 2 News.
Bianca
Chambers.
I got so many. I hope she gets on our show because I got so many questions.
Why he detailed the car? Is he like, he was like, well, I'm just going to
This motherfucker did not go shopping in her fucking strip mall that she owns a boutique at.
I'm going to go shopping and I'm going to detail my car.
You are a special kind of stupid. He detailed the fucking stolen car. She said he up in here getting his braids twisted. He got his braids twisted all right.
So
snatched his ass.
Why she slash her tire? Why didn't she just take the air out of it or something? Take one of the tires off.
She needed to do it. Listen, but that's
You want her to sit there with a pin and
said?
let the air out of all her tires? You know how long that takes?
Yeah, right.
What is wrong? You want her to get jumped?
Tire off?
No, he said.
Here, somebody is stealing your car and you're gonna take the tire off? Huh?
No,
you
he
got
said
that much
take.
time?
No, he said take the air out of the tire.
And then he said take a tire off.
oh my God, Jesus Christ!
No, that we ain't nobody got time for that. Stab that shit right the fuck out. Sidewall, pop, done.
And then I got a 911, and they kept showing up. They said like 4 times. They kept showing up, and it was gone. Like that's how long.
Detroit don't got no urgency for that stuff.
Yeah, I was like, wow.
They got so many carjackings at that point in stolen cars that that's probably not on the urgency compared to all the other stuff that goes on in the city. So, it ain't somebody getting shot or killed.
You'd be like, "Is that your bench?" Yeah. Oh, just snatched his ass out of the chair.
Man, I cannot wait to just talk to her. She's my fucking spirit animal. I'm telling you. She said, I thought he ain't never gonna fucking walk again.
I know, like he's never gonna walk again. And then for him
I'm just glad that he didn't, have a gun on him or do something to her. But honestly, the way she came up on him, I don't really even think he had a fucking chance.
No, he thought she was
He thought, you hear the way she said, is that your Benz out there? He was like, He was trying to floss. Her ass, fucking mollywopped his ass.
and then he got a detail what he thought he was going to keep it a couple days.
Man, Bianca, come on our show. We need to talk with you. We need to just give you some props, girl. I'm telling you. We're going to have some callers. I already know.
I wanted to play the Showtime one because the guys they were laughing their ass off. So
she's a local hero right now. Yeah. But you know how many people, some shit's happened to them, and they're like, "Yeah, Bianca, yes, girl,
yeah,
get him."
She's like, he's gonna walk again.
Listen, I'm cheering her on, and I had my bike stolen. It wasn't even a car.
Oh,
Right?
wow.
And I wish I would have caught that motherfucker on my bike.
Right.
Listen, when my bike got stolen, there was a homeless man on a bike that looked like mine, and I fucking followed him around in my
Oh
car.
my God.
I almost ran him over with my fucking car. He don't even know how close he came to almost dying. I followed him at the corner of Bethany Home and 51st, and I circled the fucking homeless park until I seen him hop off. The only thing that saved his life is that the seat had a stripe on it. I was like, damn, that ain't my fucking bike. But I'm telling you, I circled that park for a good 35 minutes. I was on the phone with somebody. He was like, don't go to jail. I'm like, I'm getting my fucking bike back. Running this ass over. I'm going to hit him with the car. I had a whole plan. And then this guy came out the park, and it wasn't my bike. It looked like my bike, but it wasn't. But I felt like Bianca at that point.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm so happy for her. She snatched up somebody for everybody that's ever had something bad done to them. I love it.
That's the shit out of them. All right, we'll move on to
It really is. It's really the shit.
Major League Soccer exec claims that she got axed from speaking out on race issues, sued for retaliation. Did you check out this story, Alex?
No, I did not see this.
What is it?
So, a former media executive for the Major League Soccer, she lost her job for speaking up about a racial issue within the organization following the killing of George Floyd. She's suing Karina Travesito, who is black, has filed a suit against MLS along with two other former bosses. Then she was removed from the job duties, excluded from meetings, unjustified blame for other employees mistaken after speaking on the Juneteenth event in 2020. So the MLS, which is the Major League,
they don't like when a black Karen tells on them for their being wrong, huh?
I guess not. Sue.
She
got
deserves
removed.
it. Sue the
Now
fuck out of her.
she's going to sue. So
Good for her. She should.
good for her. It is fucked
Good
up.
for her.
So we'll move on to Olympics.
Hey, Lily,
So-
I need a new wireless
Oh,
plan
hey,
for my
Lily.
business, but all of my employees need
I love
something.
Lily. I love Lily. I
Hey.
think she looks like she has the biggest boobs ever on
Oh my
AT&T.
God.
Sorry.
I just never mind. I was gonna tell a wholesome story and whatever.
No, she looks very wholesome, but she just looks like she's hiding them big ass. They be making her wearing baggy things, and she got some big old titties on AT&T. I just want to switch to AT&T just to see if I can run into her.
Damn.
So
I just passed a dispensary called Re-Up.
Oh, you got to stop.
And I'm on
get some
the
edibles.
freeway, right? But it was off the freeway, and it said Re-Up
Stop and get some.
dispensary. I thought that was pretty funny.
Stop and get some purple Urkel and send me some. Sorry.
Purple Urkel.
Right?
And buy your son some while you're at it.
Listen, I'm in Oklahoma. We ain't stopping for nothing here. Even though they pretend it's legal, they don't
Right,
like
you're
none
like,
of
I'm
this
going
shit
right
here.
through.
That's a whole ass setup. That's
Uh,
a whole ass setup. You ain't setting me the fuck up.
You seen my cousin Vinny.
Right. We doing 45 at a 10-2. We're not stopping for nothing. They're trying to linger us with weed. I know what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
Nope.
So Herschel Walker spoke on the Olympics. He said, "If people don't like the rules, why are you here?" And I'll play a little clip.
A huge sign of disrespect for our country during the Olympic track and field trials. Gwen Berry placed third in the hammer throw yesterday. And as the national anthem began to play with the winners at the podium, Berry turned away from the flag so she was facing the stands. Then, toward the end of the anthem, she pulled up a black T-shirt with the words "activist athlete" on the front and covered her head. Berry saying, quote, "I feel like it was a setup and they did it on purpose. I was pissed, to be honest. They had enough opportunities to play the national anthem. Before we got up there, it was real disrespectful." Now, according to the Associated Press, the national anthem has been played every night for the past week at the track and field trials, but the anthem is not played during medal ceremonies like it is during the Olympics. A USA track and field spokeswoman saying, quote, "The national anthem was scheduled to play at 5:20 p.m. We didn't wait until the athletes were on the podium for the hammer throw awards. The national anthem is played every day according to a previously published schedule." Here we go again with protest. And guys, it's very interesting. For the record, Gwen Berry is up there. She gets upset about it. Now, it's played every day around 5:20. It was 5 minutes late. It looks like 5:25. She gets mad. She turns her back on the national anthem. To be accurate about her past, she is an activist. 2 years ago, in 2019, at the Pan American Games, she raised her fist, which was first done in 1968 by two American runners, John Carlos and Tommy Smith. And there was a sanctioning for it because the Olympics put in a rule that says you can't protest during the podium or the opening and closing ceremonies. This certainly suggests what she may do if she makes it to Tokyo. I'll start with you, Emily. What are your thoughts?
Oh, Griff, I feel like this is a classic example of, like, it's not about you, girl. When she comes out and says, oh, they're clearly playing the anthem because I was there. It was a setup. It was so disrespectful. They knew it was all about me. I just feel like telling her the anthem is so much bigger than you. And the U.S. Olympic trials is so much bigger than you. So she can do what she wants, but there's going to be accountability. And here's the thing, you guys. Remember that while the U.S. Olympic Committee has promised not to
I won't play that, but the rest of it. So what's your thoughts, Tori? I know we've talked about it in the past. What's your thoughts? I mean, you got to remember this girl is representing the United States.
You know, I have mixed feelings. Like, she's representing the United States, but again, like she said, I don't really think it was about her. I think she acted out at a time that she might have shouldn't have. You know, it's iffy. It's a touchy subject because you can't discredit people's feelings on this topic, right? So what one person may feel might not be they might not be as passionate as the other person. I don't know. What's your thoughts?
I think that's horrible because this is the Olympics and we're all supposed to be brought together by the Olympics. So that's a sign of, I mean, you're dividing people. And I love what Herschel Walker said. Yes, certain rules and all that should be updated or overlooked.
Absolutely.
Like Tori always, like you always say, like everything should be, you know, audited at one point or another. So I love what he said. I'm kind of getting tired of like one person speaking out of 100 or 12 or whatever the sport may be. I mean, so I like what he said. Let me go down to it real quick. He said it's very sad to me because any other country, I can promise you, they would not be representing that country. Okay, that's not what I wanted to read. But he was just talking about. I'll find it here in a minute.
I think it says right here, when I started seeing the United States flag, started seeing people in uniforms, all the team. Maybe that's not it.
There you go. Yeah, that's it, Drake. You want to read it?
Yeah, so it's when I started seeing the United States flag and started seeing the people in uniforms, all the teammates from all different sports coming into a stadium, it's almost brought tears to my eyes when I start thinking where I grew up as a boy in my little hometown and now having a chance to represent the United States in America. Walker says, I couldn't have been more proud of anything.
And I'm just like, why can't we just leave it at that? Why do
Okay, wait a second. I think maybe I missed. Can you hear me?
Yeah. You can hear you.
I think I misunderstood that person was boycotting it?
He was going to do a Colin Kaepernick. Basically what Colin Kaepernick.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood that.
I just think it's kind of. I think it's
kind
kind. I understand, freedom of speech and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, like,
yeah.
There's so many people that work so hard to get to the Olympics. It's almost impossible to make it. And you want, and I think it's selfish as shit to do something like this. There's so many other ways to go about it without disrespecting your own nation and
your teammates.
And so many
it's not even just that; it's other athletes who are just like you.
I mean, everybody
who
put in so much hard work.
To do with that.
It's just like it's like a Apollo, like like
it's taking away from their efforts.
I don't know. It's just like
trying
pull out
to
a bit,
at least.
like do what you like the way they used to do at the Apollo. Just yank them with a big. I don't know, man. Like
with a hook.
Yank them with a big ass hook and shit. Like
no, this is the way I look at it. I understand freedom of speech and they want to represent and they and I know what's going on in the world, but I think there's a time and place for everything. And when they're getting their awards or they're getting their medals, I think they need to represent the United States. And like, she said the national anthem is bigger than her.
Yeah,
and,
I mean,
not everybody, like you said, not everybody gets into the Olympics, and it should be a proud moment. You're representing your country.
Yes, that is the focal point right there.
Yeah, if you want to take, if you want after you're done, after that day, and if you want to get on Twitter and you say, this is how I feel, no problem. Maybe the Olympics doesn't allow it, but like I said, I think there's a time and place for everything. And I think it's very important because we're representing the United States. It just looks like we are divided, like you said. When other countries look and they're like, they say like, wow, they don't even want to support their country. You know what I mean? Like, why are they here? And I think that's what it's all about. So.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, you know what? Real quick.
Yeah, sure.
Before you switch over from the Olympics. Shout out to Anavia Battle, Michigan native from Inkster. For qualifying, she does the track and field. So she's from Inkster, Michigan. So shout out to her. Yeah. Michigan native. Just wanted to give her a quick shout out.
So we'll jump over. We'll jump over to the NFL. DeAndre Hopkins, Cardinal star, ponders retirement after NFL reveals COVID vaccine stance. Wow, he doesn't want to get a shot, so he's just going to retire? Is that what I was reading, Alex?
I guess. I mean,
it says Hopkins clearly hates the idea of that. Dropped a bombshell with his social media. Our Hopkins announces saying, "You might not look into retirement. Never thought I would say this." Arizona Cardinals superstar said since deleted tweet. Never thought I would say this, but being put in a position to hurt my team because I don't want to partake in a vaccine makes question my future in the NFL. So.
I like what Stefan Diggs said. He tweeted accountability, availability.
That's true.
Shit. Hey, some people can get paid to sit at home. I don't know Hopkins' contract, but if he feels that strong about it and he can sit at home and get paid, and they do need him, he's definitely a factor on that team. So I don't know. Maybe he's doing it. Maybe some people forget that. Maybe he's using. Like I said, if this contract's up, maybe he's using it for some leverage. I don't know to get. You know what I mean? I would have to check into that, but it doesn't say nothing like that in the article that I read. But yeah, I mean, you feel that strong about it. Like I said, you can sit at home, maybe get paid. You probably got guaranteed money. I believe he signed a contract, like maybe if not last year, maybe a couple years prior, but. I don't know, man. I don't know. Some people are actually exploiting this shit for their own usage. So
can't forget
about that. It's just a little thought. That's all.
On the same token, Vikings dismissed O-line coach, offensive coach, Rick Dimension for refusing the COVID-19 vaccine.
Right.
Bye.
Guy's been in the league for like 25 years, 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah, you don't want it. Bye. You got to go.
Well, look at all everybody that has gotten it. It affects the whole team. It affects everybody. So if you're going to be a liability and affect the whole team, then you got to go.
Adios.
That's what it boils down to.
Amigo.
Because one person comes in contact with all these people.
Yeah.
You shut down their whole team, their whole league, their whole club, right?
Yeah, and they just said 65%.
It's a liability.
65% COVID kicked back up. I mean, like, geez, they're not going to take. Come on, billion dollar organizations. They're not going to, for one.
And they're they're traveling. They're around other people. They're very susceptible to be, catching it.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, again, they're in like a million more places than us average people are, for sure.
Yeah,
that don't travel like that, week in, week out.
Yeah,
sure. Great point.
They're not going to risk of being out of a game or
for one person.
For one person, they're just not going to do it.
They're just not going to.
Yeah, it's too much money on the line.
I think they need to send what's the name over there? Brianna. They need to send her over there to each individual stadium and sit them down in a room with her and tell them to get their vaccine. Let do an NYPD Blue. Let her interrogate these guys. Everybody that doesn't want their vaccine, put them in a room with her.
Snatch them up. She ain't playing with y'all.
They ain't playing with y'all. All right, so we'll move on to hockey. Buffalo Sabres select Michigan defenseman Owen Power, #1 overall pick in the NHL draft. This kid is pretty phenomenal. So the NHL draft, I didn't even know what was going on until I got the update.
Oh, no.
But
I know we kind of, even if you're a true hockey fan, it kind of if you ain't got a relative that's going to be in the draft, it's kind of like forgotten about, man.
Yeah, 6'6", 213. Draw his comparison to Victor Hedman, was named the Big Ten All-Rookie after scoring 16 points in 26 games. I'm sorry. Sabres also chose defenseman Ramis Deham, which is the last held #1 overall pick in 2018. His third college hockey player to be chosen. So Sabres got some guys. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, he's a pretty big defenseman, man. 6'6", 213, and he's only 18. So imagine when he's about 26, 28, something like that. You know what I mean? So he's only going to get bigger, stronger, faster, and he's a lefty.
He's a lefty.
Yeah, I read he's got the whole package. Hard to beat one-on-one, play physical, skill game, and he led the NCAA freshman defenseman in points this season. So, yeah, I'm interested to watch him and see what he does, man, for sure.
Right. Red Wings acquire Alex, and I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
Nedeljkovic.
A lot of upside in Carolina train. Detroit Red Wings will have a new look next season, possibly foreseeable future. The Wings acquire goaltender Alex from the Hurricanes Thursday for unrestricted free agent.
My signal, guys.
Losing your signal. So they picked this guy. I haven't.
They didn't pick him. They traded for him.
I'm sorry. They traded for him. It's pretty exciting that the Red Wings are trying to put all these pieces together. So
I don't think people realize how great of a mind Steve Yzerman is. Not player, GM.
Right.
I mean, it's just look. I haven't seen these moves be made. Nothing like this since Joe Dumars was in office. He took an unrestricted free agent and Jonathan Bernay, 32 years old, who was leaving anyway, plus a third-round pick, and got a 25-year-old Alex Nedeljkovic, and both of them were making the same money they were making the same exact money. You know what I mean? So he got to sign a 2-year deal, $3 million annual. annually. And like I said, yeah, I mean, simple addition by subtraction or vice versa, bro. I mean, it's amazing that he got this young guy, and I believe he's gonna be, I mean, players don't stick around that long. Obviously they're, the cutoff line. If he could stay healthy though, I mean, I think he got our goalie for the next, I feel like he got our odds good when Mike Vernon was the goalie.
Right.
And I'm not calling Thomas Grice Mike Vernon, but that's who, he's going to be getting sharing some time with him. But
right.
I love it, man. I love it. He's making so many great moves, and that's a focal piece. Like the Tigers, they didn't take that shortstop Meyer, and everybody was flipping out because it's like, man, we need defense, and I felt the same way until we actually started playing good defense and pitching good. So, and I know we'll get to the Tigers in a minute, but I love it, man. I'm really excited to watch this kid, man. Yeah, it's just gonna be pretty exciting, man. Like I said, he's making, and I watched the interview, and they asked Yzerman, like, basically, like, what was like the thought process for Carolina to let he was the Calder Trophy winner, finalist last year, Rookie of the Year. Why would they let a guy like that go? And he was like, he took a long pause, and he was like, I thought he was gonna chuckle a little bit. I was waiting for him to smirk, chuckle, anything, and he was just, he's so classy, professional, man. But he was like, that's basically something you would have to ask them. Hey, why speak on it, man? We, he didn't want to say it, but that long pause told me we just stole this guy from right underneath their nose. That's crazy. But I love it. So,
yeah, really excited.
Steve Yzerman does it again, man. It's awesome.
So,
let's see what happens.
We talked to my dad yesterday, and we talked about the Cleveland name change. We'll move on to the Tigers. We'll move on to baseball. I don't like it. I understand that it offends certain people. They're probably going to change the Atlanta Braves, anything to deal with Native Americans. But do you think it was called to change that name? I know they took away the Indians name here, but
obviously there was something in there, but I don't think they had a problem. I don't think they had a problem with it whatsoever. The owner, Nolan, Dave. I think his name is Dave Nolan.
Fucking Marvel movie. What do you mean, Guardians? Come on, dude. Like, really? Like, I don't know. I just I don't like the name. I don't like the name.
Anybody listening to the show, you can take it however you want it. It's not my team, man. I hate to sound like a 12-year-old kid. I really don't care. It's not my team. I seen the logo. I seen everything. Yeah, since 1915. But like I said, they got new owner. The Nolan family owns them.
Right.
Purchased them in 2000 for like almost 330 million, or was it million? I think. So I mean, they seem fine with it. I mean, they seem happy with it. And if you actually look at the logo, really look at it, it's basically the same. Look at the end part. It's the same type lettering. It's got the IANS at the end, so it still has the Indians in it. It's still somewhat close to the same lettering. I think the ball with the two wings and they're like, it's so Mickey Mouse. I think it looks ridiculous. But once again,
all right, Tom,
once you start winning, you know what I mean?
Right.
You're not gonna care if it says, ass clown on the jersey or whatever. I mean, if they're winning, I think they're gonna eat it up or whatever. And so
I'll play the video. Tom Hanks narrated this.
Yeah, I seen that.
Forging into the future from our ironed out past. We are a city of fire and water, of trees and towers, built through generations of blue collars and the brightest scholars, and all of those who have worked harder. We hold tight to our roots and set our sights on tomorrow. And this is our team that has stood with our city for more than a century, from Old Municipal to the corner of Carnegie. A team that has seen its own progress and prosperity. Its history flows like the river through the heart of this city. A history that has given us miraculous moments. Moments that spanned years and others 22 games. Moments that broke barriers and moments that broke hearts. Moments that prove this is more than a game. We remember those moments as we move forward with change. You see, it has always been Cleveland that's the best part of our name. And now it's time to unite as one family, one community, to build the next era for this team and this city, to keep watch and guard what makes this game the greatest, to come together and welcome all who want to join us. We are loyal and proud and resilient. We protect what we've earned and always defend it. Together we stand with all who understand what it means to be born and built from the land. Because this is the city we love and the game we believe in. And together we are all Cleveland Guardians.
So do you think they chose that name because you got the DIANS? You were saying
I
it?
mean, I'm just pointing it out. That's what I seen when I seen the
Right.
logo. It's not necessarily truly 100% letting the Indians name go. So I think they left it in there a little bit just to, and I think that's very creative, you know, to leave a little bit of that in there, man, because I don't know how, like it took me almost 10 years to get used to Comerica Park. Like, so I get you.
Well,
I mean,
I mean,
I'm a nostalgia guy. So
You're a Tiger fan.
You know
If they
what
said,
I mean?
you know what, you have these animal activists, we need to change the name to the Tigers. We need to change it. How would you feel?
I don't think that would ever happen. But
I'm
I
just
mean,
saying.
hypothetically, I mean, what do you mean? How would I feel? Like I said, it took me a decade to get used to Comerica Park. And
Yeah.
and you know what? So you remember when? And well, to answer your question, I wouldn't like it, but you remember when they changed the logo? Remember they put the tiger through the D and all that?
Yeah.
There was a lot of people that didn't like that. That thought it was cheesy and stuff like that. So I kind of looked at the logo with the ball. Like it looks cool. It looks like it was just a rough draft of a logo done. But if it was tightened up a little bit more detail somewhat, I think it would look really cool because it is different. But like I said, you know me, man. I'm you know, I'm real nostalgic and stuff when it comes to logos and history and stuff like that. So I was like, knock on wood. That doesn't happen to none of our teams. And if it did happen to any of our teams, I would have wanted to happen to the Lions. So, you know, switch that up. Yeah, for sure. I mean, either get a new logo or use the original one you used to use, you know, with the you know, the football player and the line and stuff like that. Like I like the old stuff, you know, like the old Patriots logo. You know, with the Patriot hiking the ball. I thought that was the coolest logo they had. So I like when they wear those old school uniforms and stuff. But yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, hey, like, you know, for if I was a Cleveland fan, I would feel like, you know, I always try to be optimistic and everything. So I'd be like, and it's not gonna go into, you know, into works until, you know, they're gonna remain the Cleveland Indians for the remainder of the season. So 2022 is when it's gonna kick off. But I'm just wondering what they're gonna do with all that, you know, with all the apparel and all the merchandise and stuff like that. And I would think they would donate it, you know, certain charities and stuff like that. Maybe, I don't know, but they definitely need to have a salute to, like I listened to my man Pat McAfee yesterday, and I agree with him. They need to have a salute for the, you know, for the Indian, for the chief, for because that logo was pretty cool, man. That, you know. So that's the only thing that I don't like about it. They got to get rid of that Indian, man. That was such a cool logo for so long.
So you know, we're a huge Major League fan movie. Do you think guys are not going to be dressing up as, you know, like Indians going into the stadium?
I don't think they're going to allow them to come into the stadium like that.
Oh, wow.
Just like WWE, when they had WCW fans were coming in to watch the shows wearing WCW shirts, they would give them a shirt, a WWF shirt, or whatever, maybe their choice and shit like that. I heard, and to make them take that shirt off, you know, because. So I don't know if they'll be as strict as that. You know, back then there was a big war going on with TV ratings and stuff like that. So
will they not be referred to the tribe anymore? You think that will go away too?
Well, you can't stop people from saying that, but you know, I think that a lot of fans are still going to keep that spirit alive with them logos and all that, and any way they can, because you know what I mean, like. The logo is never going to go away. Look at behind me. I mean, the old school Tiger logo, and there was a couple logos before that, but like some things just won't. They're not going to always go away. Whether even if you try to erase the shit from, you can't erase that from the history books, bro. 100 years. So I think you're still going to see that here and there. You know what I mean? Like it's not like it's going to be totally vanished off the face of you know the sports world. So
right,
but yeah. Oh, enjoy your logo, Cleveland fans. And John Cena, you know, I watched SmackDown yesterday. John Cena cut a promo and he said, "I legally changed my name to the Guardians." And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. They were in Cleveland, Ohio.
No.
And I thought that was cool that he just, you know, he put that in there, of course, to get a pop.
How did the fans take that?
Oh, that was probably the only thing they cheered for. Yesterday they were dead as hell, but yeah, I thought that was funny. He mentioned that in his promo.
Oh. So the Tigers have been on a winning streak, 7 in a row. I know they dropped the game last night. Pretty hot, man.
Right.
47 and 52. They were getting there. They were playing, like you said, they were playing defense. You know, they were stealing bases and stuff like that. So definitely like to get to that 500.
Yep.
They're playing a lot better ball, and they're at what? They're on what at 100? They're at the 100 mark. They got about 50 something. Go. Yep. See what happens.
Yeah, for sure, man. AJ Hinch, that's the AJ Hinch factor. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Try to tell him.
Try to tell him.
Guys, he's him and the pitching coach Chris Fetter from Michigan. They're doing some things, man. You know, it takes time. I know people don't, everybody's impatient, but especially over here. But think about it. Think about where we were, maybe but when we first started the show, and we talked about rebuilding, constantly every week, every show, every other show. I was saying the word rebuild, but now look where we're at. We got the Pistons got the first number, won the lottery. Tigers are getting better.
Red Wings
stocking up their farm system. Steve Eisman's doing what Steve Eisman came to do. And the Lions are just waiting to get on the field. First practice coming up this week.
Right.
So it's crazy how things, can change in sports, man. That's the beauty of it. So
I was talking to my dad.
I'm excited.
He brought it up, and I know I've been seeing a lot of stories. Do you think Verlander mentioned that he would like to retire as a Tiger?
Oh, right.
You think he's going to come back?
I could see that happening. Him signing like a 1 year, maybe 2 year deal or something like that. But I don't know. I don't know if I would want him to come back.
He could come out of the
while we're in, he just had surgery. I think he was out. He was out for most of the part of the season last year. So it's like, me. I'm a homer. I love when Chauncey and all them and guys like that come back. Whether it's a ceremony for them or jersey retirement, anything like that. I love to see them guys, but we're trying to move on. And everybody's like, oh, get rid of that guy. Get rid of this guy. It's time to get younger and better. They're always hooting and hollering about that type of stuff. So it's like, do we need him? I mean, if
Verlander's
if he can,
38.
look, I always look at this, whether they're young or old, whatever's going on. Can they help trade, draft, whatever? Can they help your team win? Are they going to fill a slot that somebody else could fill and be more of a benefit to the team? You know what I mean? So, I mean, yeah, that'd be cool, whatever. But either way, he's going to retire as a Tiger, and we're going to see him again. So, but yeah, that would be pretty cool. And yeah, I definitely wouldn't mind him coming out the bullpen at all.
Right. So out of the 3 Cy Young winners that we had one year, I got to say Max is probably the best. He's kind of had the better numbers.
Oh,
he's been more consistent.
Yeah. He's man. I definitely, it was funny because when they got rid of him and then like Fister was there, I was almost like Fister and Porcello. I was like, keep one of these. You got to keep one of these guys. Fister was on the back end of his careers, but I liked him. I don't know what it was. I kind of looked at him like, because he was so tall and kind of like similar to a Randy Johnson. I just liked him. He was good. He was good when he was here, but he couldn't. He had a couple injuries and stuff. So I was like, man, at least keep Porcello. I mean, they let everybody go, man, and we didn't even get a bag of peanuts for none of them guys, So, I don't know. We'll see, man. I mean,
well,
they signed a lot of
peanuts. I mean, Avila is still at the helm. I mean,
right.
Do you think it's time for him to go?
Oh, he ain't going. I don't think he's going anywhere. I don't think he's going nowhere. He's kind of living that gosh, I forgot his name, and I'm kind of glad. The Lions' former GM,
Matt.
No, God, not that far back. But gosh, I can't even remember their names. But Amos and Andy that were running the show before we just hired, the new GM and everything. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. We just gotta let it play out,
Okay. So the Tigers signed 9 out of 10 top draft picks, including Jack Jobe. You had another guy. They signed They got a bunch of guys.
Yeah.
Jobe.
Isaac Pacheco.
Pacheco.
Yeah, Dylan Smith, Tyler Madison, Austin Murr. Yeah, a lot of arms, man. Looked like they signed a lot of arms and like some infielders, outfielders, like utility players. But these guys are so young. We're not going to see them. Ty Madden, obviously, I think he has a lot of upside, but from Texas. But I mean, once again, man, these guys ain't going to play for. Matt Manning just came up, and like we talked about, 3 to 5 years it takes. So. Like I said, Avila or mainly Chris Illich, they're gonna have to spend some money, and get a veteran, either in if not in the bullpen, starting rotation, and a bat. So still a lot of work to be done, but we'll see, man. They always like to highlight their farm system, and you never know what you got until they get out there,
Right.
But Jackson Jobe, he kind of, it's not his fault. He took a lot of criticism because a lot of people felt we should have took, the best player in the draft, which was Meyer, the shortstop. But I don't know, man. He's 18 years old, throwing, in the mid-90s. And there ain't a lot of pitchers that actually make it to the leagues, before they need, knock on wood, Tommy John surgery, and speaking of that, Spencer Turnbull threw a no-hitter a month ago. Now he's out, Tommy John surgery. It's just the percentage is very, very low of college players, pitchers, that make it to the big leagues. So I don't know. We'll see, man. Maybe he can prove everybody wrong or whatever, the doubters. So one pick at a time, I guess.
Definitely, like I said, the Tigers are doing a lot better. If we can win, I think 80 games, that would be nice.
Right. I think in the beginning of the season, I think you said they would. How many did you say they would lose? 95?
100. I said 100.
100. Okay, and I think I said they would. I said they would win between 90 and 95, and yeah, I might have bit off a little bit more than I can chew, but right now I'm looking good, so we'll see.
Looking good.
Yeah, it's real, man. It's so fun to watch them be competitive, man. Because that April was a disaster. That April feels like it was a year ago. Such a disaster.
Right.
But yeah, they're fun to watch.
That's pretty much all I got for the show. I know upcoming Wednesday we got one of Tori's topics. What are the biggest turn-ons and turn-offs, I guess, in a relationship? Right. So we'll find out what are her biggest turn-offs and turn-ons. She'll be back. She'll definitely be back at home. So hopefully she's okay. She just said she lost signal. Right. She's in Oklahoma. So a lot of cows. So that's all I got, man. You can follow me everywhere at Dreek Swift on all platforms. You can follow her at Savage Kitty on Instagram and Tori Rochelle on Facebook. How about you?
You can follow me at Alex Sportsmouth on Twitter and Instagram. And once again, everybody please hit the like, subscribe, share with your friends. Really, really appreciate it. It means a lot more than you think. And anybody that's watching today or listening on whatever platform you're listening on or watching, much love. And everybody have a blessed weekend. And that's about all I got. Keep getting that merch.
Right. Definitely keep washing your hands, wear your mask, and always wash your ass. And I'm going to share this video. All right, man. Peace out. Have a safe Saturday. Talk to you on Wednesday. Peace out.
Peace out, man. Be safe. God bless.
Bye-bye.